Hello, everybody. Hopefully, we're on live. This is Gumshoe Graham. And we're going to start with let's do it right and keep faith over fear. Never let fear push you in another direction. I'm going to see if I'm live. Can someone let me know if I'm live? I'm scared to, I don't see where I'm live. I sometimes have this problem. It won't. Okay, I got 10 watching now. I see it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my golly. I guess I am live. It keeps repeating what I say. Can you guys write to let me know if you can hear me, because I've had all kinds of complications. You're live? Oh, that means you can hear me. Great. Okay, so we're going to start with exactly what this says on the front. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here. Like and subscribe if you would choose. And tonight, we're going to talk about Charles Vallow. And I don't know if any of you got to see the videos that he was at the police. Well, he wasn't at the police station yet. It was the same day that the night before he had requested help from the police to help him get into his house because she had locked him out. She had stolen his truck keys. Or taken his truck as well. So she took both truck keys and his truck. And she had taken the $35,000 out of his account. So all of those things were happening the night before. The next day, he went to the school, and as you might well know, he was actually, you can't hear me, or you can hear me? Oh, no. Can you hear me? Can you guys let me know if you, because someone wrote I can't hear now. Peg, can you hear me now? Peg, I hear you too. Okay. I just don't want to lose you. Okay, so Puppy, yes, you can hear me loud and clear. Great. So that next morning, after the day that the police helped him break into his house, because she had taken his house keys, she had taken JJ and Tylee and had gone to a hotel. So the next day, he went to the school and had taken her purse out of the car. And I assume it was to retrieve keys. And I think, no, this is only my thought. When he went into her purse, he must have, or in the car, he must have found a key to a hotel. So he went to the parking lot of that hotel and he called the police. And the police came, and it was a policewoman. So there was actually two sets of police that came. But the first set was a woman and a man. And he says to it, and of course, I don't know how to download a video to show you a clip from the police cam video, but I can tell you what I remember from it. He said to the police, she was a lady, he says, "I'm worried about my wife. She's had a break from reality." And then she thinks she is married to Morona. And the other policeman, not the lady, but the other policeman said, "Who's Morona?" And the lady policeman said, "Oh, it's the angel." And they pointed to the top of a temple, because I guess Morona was nearby wherever they were at this hotel. So the lady police pointed to the top of a temple to the angel Morona, if I'm saying that right. And he asked the police lady in that quick conversation if she was LDS, and she said yes, she was. And the other policeman joked, and he said, "Oh, I'm not allowed in there." And so anyways, he continued on. He says, "I really think that my wife has had a severe break from reality. She thinks she's married to Morona. She has multiple probations, which I believe that means lives, that she's lived many times before, and that she thinks the second coming of Jesus and is coming because she knows the prophet that shared that information with her. She goes to the temple," he said to the police, "every day to pray." He says, "It's getting really bad. I try to support her, but it's getting really, really bad. She thinks I'm Nick Schneider and I have taken over Charles's body." And they asked her, "Who the heck is Nick Schneider? Who's," and Charles, and I really couldn't hear him, but it sounded like he was saying no one really that we know of. It's just someone. But she says that she can kill me. "I'm going to kill you today or maybe tomorrow." That's what she said. "You're Nick Schneider and don't get in my way. That I have all these godly powers." So the next thing is, he told her, the police lady and this particular policeman, he said, "She canceled my flight. I had to buy another ticket. She took my truck and she took $35,000 out of my business account. But all that stuff doesn't bother me. She can have and do anything she wants. But I got a 6-year-old and he's special needs." The cop lady says, "Is he safe right now? Is he in school right now?" And Charles said, "Yes, for now." Then Charles says, "I don't know where she put my truck. I don't know what she can do with that $35,000 that she took out of my business, but I guess she's all set for now, that she's not needing of money. Never in a day would you have thought she would have done anything quite like this before." He said, at that point, he asked the cops if they could go in with him to ask the desk clerk if he could go into her hotel room, because for some reason he knew she was still registered. And I'm not sure about that information, but they said, no, we can't do that. But they suggested for him to go in. But if they did give him access to the room, they told him, "No, don't you dare go into the room. Just find out if you do have access." So he took off and went to the desk. And the lady cop asked the other cop while they were waiting, if his truck is missing, if she took his truck, how did he get here? And the other cop says, "Oh, I don't know. I have no clue how we got here. I never asked him." And then the lady cop said, "She wants Morona. That's fine and dandy. That's not as bad as," and the minute she said that, they both, like, she nodded to the other cop and made a motion to shut their mics off. So their mics went down the minute they started talking about Morona, and she was making the explanation to the other cop saying, well, that's not bad. That she likes, that's fine and dandy. That's not as bad as, and then the mic went off. So I don't know what their conversation was after that. Are you guys there, or am I talking to myself? Because of course I can't see. I want to see if you're there. Can someone write something to let me know if you're there, or are we gone? No, it says, yeah, okay, great. Thank you. So anyways, he comes back out. They had called, and she said, the lady cop said, oh, well, so-and-so's training someone today, and they're on their way. So that set a cop. So now there's 4 cops, the original lady cop and the man cop. And then these other 2 male cops come. One's in training. He really didn't say anything the whole time. But the supervisor man, the man that was training him, started to talk. So Charles said it again. He said that she's had a break from reality. And I got notes. He said to him, I just want to get her help. And the cop says to her, but hey, wait. He says to Charles, hey, wait, there's a lot of gray area here. Nothing in these situations are black and white. Like when someone's commits a crime, we just arrest them. That's black and white. But in these situations, nothing's black and white. He says, we got this the last minute, so we are just getting the story third hand. This is the cop, this new supervisor cop. He says, you need to be real careful following her around. And Child inferred, well, I'm not really following her around. And he says, well, you're here at this hotel. Charles said to this supervisor cop, I love her to death. I don't want her to hurt anyone else. Then they can get shut off. And I don't know what that means. A lot of the conversation. Yes, thank you, Poppies in Normandy. I am reading what you said. A threat to murder should have at least gotten her the 72-hour hold. That's what I've been saying since I found out that he tried to get her committed for that 72-hour hold, and it never went. She went in, as I've said before, she went in for an intake at Community Bridges, which is the mental health facility in that general area of Phoenix, and they let her go. Melanie Gibbs had accompanied her, and Melanie Gibbs had said, hey, she went in, she had the intake, but Melanie didn't call it an intake. She called it an evaluation, which anyone that works in the field or been associated with that procedure of a 72-hour hold understands it's just an intake. They're looking to discern if they see some real issues. And that's all they're doing. They're mostly looking to see if she's a threat to herself or a threat to someone else. And if she doesn't appear to be a threat to herself or a threat to someone else, they give her so-called walking papers. So yes, Poppies in Normandy. She should have gotten it when he said that she was saying that she could kill him today or tomorrow. But the difference is, and I've discussed this before, is you have to say, the missing part is he had to say the plan to get her the 72-hour hold. He would have had to have said, she says she's going to send her brother Alex over with her sister Summer. They're going to devise a plan, and they're going to ambush me at a new apartment. I'm fast forwarding to the summer of July 11th, 2019, because we're back in January 2019 right now, but I'm fast forwarding. He would have had to have said, she's got this plan, then I'm going to be picking up JJ. I get to the house, she steals my phone. I follow her into the house to retrieve my phone. Her brother's there, and he shoots me in cold blood. He shoots me twice. He doesn't just shoot one shot up close. He shoots 2 shots right to the chest. Yes, that's her plan. If he could have said that, they would have held her possibly. Some depends on how manipulative she was. And obviously we know that she was very manipulative. Now, at this time, when he said, I love her to death, I don't want her to hurt anyone else. When he said that, they shut off the video, the cams. He instantly, I don't know what was being said, that they needed to do that, but they shut off the cams at that point. So you couldn't hear. So they had this many tiny micro minute session with the cams off. And I hate that they can do that. They didn't like redact it later. They actually shut the cam off. And Deborah Aries, these cops should be put under investigation. They dropped the ball. If you look at Alex Cox's video, the bald cop kept saying, I need to be somewhere else, paraphrasing, and said it over and over. That is crazy. That is really crazy, Deborah. Irresponsible and crazy. So the cop says, hey, in so many words, he says, hey, what kind of led up to this? Like, what's been going on? And Charles says, her religious stuff, she went off the deep end. She's really gone off the deep end. That's what Charles says. If you don't agree with her, you're out, and she won't have anything to do with you. So you have to agree with her or you're out. Does this make sense, guys? Think about what I've told you. Think of what I've told you. My ideas. It's just my ideas. Does not mean it's right, correct? Think about what he says here. If you don't agree with her, you're out. And she won't have anything to do with you. Think about Tylee there. Think about Tylee. Give me your ideas of what that meant for Tylee. If she didn't agree with her mother, how would her mother put her out? As Charles said in that conversation, he already knew how she was going to put him out, but he had obviously he had no insight that less than 9 months later, Tylee would go missing. And as I've said before, I think the reason that Tylee went missing is because A, they wanted the $6,000 tax-free a month to spend only on themselves. And B, you can't have kids around because $6,000 gets gobbled up pretty quick with 2 kids in a month for housing, food, essentials, whatever their needs are, medical. So they weren't going to have the kids around. Plus, as everyone has said, hi, California. Hi, Niecy, Eden. I love California just as much as I like Florida. Anyways, what happened is I think this says it all. If you don't, this is what Charles says to the cop. If you don't agree with her, you're out. Now, haven't we heard that Tylee, like all teenagers, gave her the run for her money like every teenager would with their mother or their parent? Yes, Charles expressed concern about his special needs son. At least police should have had investigated further for that statement. You're 100% right. So that's why I think Charles made a statement here that tells the truth, not the Melanie Pawlowski truth, the reality truth. This truth is if you didn't agree with her, you are out. Yes. When did you last communicate with her, said the cop. Yesterday when she texted me. When was the paperwork filled out with community bridges? The cop asked. He said last night. Then the cop says, these are hard. These are sometimes really hard for us to read. What a wimp, huh? What a wimp. What about your correspondence that initiated you to fill these committal papers? So he was saying to him, I'd like to see any backup you got. This is handwritten information that's on these committal papers. To me, it was saying, I don't trust what you say in there. Where is any backup for what you're saying? It was not his decision to ask for backup. He had already gotten Charles had already gotten the committal papers. This cop had no charge of wanting the backup. The only thing the cop needed to see were the committal papers so that they could ensure that she got to community bridges. But he was saying, oh, where's your backup to this? That really made me mad. Charles says, well, in so many words, he says, the bishop's my backup. I had him on the phone with me. She threatened me physically. And then I couldn't hear what they were saying because of traffic noise. They were still discussing something, and this cop to Charles, communications. And then Charles says, we want to be here much longer anyways. I got to go, but she thinks she has God's powers. And she said to me, I can kill you anytime. This is just irrational stuff, he said. Again, this is Charles saying she's telling him that she has God powers. He's telling the police that she's irrational and that she threatened that she can kill him anytime she wants. The cop said, do you have kids in common? Charles says, yes, we have one adopted son in common. I think your priority should be him right now, he said. Charles says, it is. That is my priorities. Then the cop says, if you don't feel comfortable with her state of mind, maybe you can figure out a way to keep him safe. Hear that, Melanie Pawlowski? The cop was telling Charles to keep him safe. You know, the safety plan that supposedly Lori had for JJ and Tylee. There's a cop saying, maybe you can figure out how to keep him safe. The cop suggested for him to talk to his attorney. And Charles either said, I already have filled out paperwork with my attorney for a restraining order, or I'm going to fill out paperwork for a restraining order. That's what Charles told him. Like, I understand this is about safety. Like, don't think I don't feel that I'm unsafe and that the kids are unsafe. But all through this, he's more worried about the kids than himself. Charles said, she can have anything she wants. I don't care. I don't want anything. She took $35,000. That should last her for a while. Then listen to what the cop says, guys, and I really want your opinions. Please, down in the comments, write me what you feel about this, but I'm going to tell you as soon as I'm done going over this cop Charles communication outside the hotel. The cop says to him, listen to what he says. To me, though, this is a clincher. This is where one of Charles's death fate got sealed. Be careful not to deny her access to her child. That's what the cop says to him. These aren't criminal. Be careful. We can't interfere and make it look like our efforts are forceful just because she has mental health issues. These aren't criminal. Be careful not to deny her access to her child. And I'm going to discuss in a minute what I'm thinking. Nancy says law enforcement, or Nisi says law enforcement officials did shoddy investigation. They need a lawsuit. Turning off body cams and not adhering to policy in California. Yeah, and this was Arizona, cowboy country. But anyways, then the woman cop. So I guess that's, wait, let me make sure I didn't write anything else down. So then Charles says he's got to go because he's got to get to the school in time to get JJ, or else she'll get there and take him. But he's not sure if he'll make it. And then he doesn't want to be there alone, so he's going to call the cops. And he said to the cops, I can't go to the school and then call you and have you show up 20 minutes. She'll be gone. It only takes a minute for her to pick up JJ and leave. So it doesn't, and they said, well, we can't make a sting operation for you. That's what they said to him. The woman cop, he walks away hurriedly. Charles walks away in a hurry to get to the school so that he can retrieve JJ before Lori. And plus, he wants to call them to serve her the papers, the committal papers. So he's got two main objectives. And the minute he walks away, the woman cop tells the other cops to shut off their body cams. Yes. So I'm going to tell you the most egregious thing in that video. I'm not sure. Hi, Betty Spaghetti. Love that name. Yeah, the most egregious thing to me in the video, the body cam video out in front of the hotel the night after Charles came home and everything was locked up tight at his house, and she had taken his truck or had his truck keys, took $35,000 from his account, ran away with the kids to the hotel. This is the clincher. And you guys, please comment in the comments, comment on the chat, but tell me if you think differently. But this is my understanding. If you were a couple like Lori and Charles, they were a married couple, they had adopted JJ. They didn't have any, at that point, they had no official court papers. There was no divorce. There was no custody papers. They were just having hard times with her mental health. That's all that was going on at that time. This is where the cops failed him. They gave him misinformation. That supervisor cop said, exact words. I wrote them down. I'm going to say them again just to be obnoxious. Be careful to not deny her access to her child. That was a warning. And next to that, I wrote wrong. Do you know why I'm saying wrong? Because when there is no order, a cop has nothing to fall back on. He should have said this if he was a cop that did his job in the manner that you should do your job. He should have said, if I was standing there, I would have said, Charles, I understand. You know that her faculties aren't right now. You're scared for your children. You're scared for yourself. So what I'm going to advise you to, even though I'm not an attorney, I'm going to advise you of this. I'm going to advise you to pick up JJ, go to school early, take him out early, so you have possession of him. And guess what I'm going to advise you next? I'm going to tell you never to take him out of your sight. I'm going to tell you that if you have to work, get a private babysitter somewhere, a private nanny. If you don't have relatives, do not take him out into public places where you think she might be able to find him. That we don't have any jurisdictions over children when there's not a court order, Charles. We have no jurisdiction. So therefore, we should only advise you, if you really believe that JJ, you and Tylee are unsafe, then we're going to advise you to talk to your attorney and make sure that what I'm telling you is correct. But I'm telling you that possession of the child is what is honored when there's no custody order or no divorce decree. There's nothing else. When there's nothing in writing, possession of the child is what we stand by. So if you got possession of your child, there's nothing we can do as far as law enforcement. We can't come take him from you, and we can't have others take him from you. So that's what they should have told him. But no, they said, be careful. Do not deny her access to her child. They are not attorneys. They don't legislate the rules. And I'm going to tell you, this is throughout the United States of America. It is possession. I'm going to give you an instance. And I know you guys are writing, and I'm going to look at that when I'm done. But I'm the type that if I don't continue on my track here, then I'll go off. They should have said, keep him. Keep him, keep him, keep him. Do not let him out of your sight. Do all your exchanges in private. When you go somewhere, make sure the exchange is in private. Always have someone with you. This is when they failed him, I believe, the first time. The second time is, of course, when they failed him during the intake, when Community Bridges did not keep her for that 72-hour hold. But the first thing the cop did is give him misinformation on what his rights were. He could have denied her access as long as there wasn't a court order that stated otherwise. There had to have been a civil court order that stated that he had to share JJ with her. And because there wasn't, excuse me, because there wasn't a court order yet. There had been no court proceedings prior. He had all the rights to keep JJ under his custody. So I got this is legal. That's the advice, not to tell him, don't deny her access. What were they going to do if she denied him, if Charles denied her access? Could they have gone and knocked on his door and said, give the child to Lori? No jurisdiction for that. It's a civil matter. It has to go to a civil court under a family district court, period. They can't enforce civil laws. So for that cop to mislead Charles, and Charles kind of shook his head like, oh, okay. Okay, so I'm going to read back because I've been talking. But that's the whole meeting outside of the hotel the morning after Charles's truck got stolen. His plane ticket got shut down and he had to buy another plane ticket to get home. He had the bishop in the car with him trying to get into his house. He wanted the bishop because he felt scared that she'd do something to make it sound like he did something, wrong. Okay, the cop is human and against a trained cultist. Correct. But you don't give civil, be loved by two, but you don't give civil advice because you're a cop. Like he said, this isn't criminal. If it's criminal, I can just arrest the person. It's black and white if it's criminal. This is civil, out of my league. He should have kept it out of his league. He advised Charles down the wrong path. Some of this stuff hundreds of times a day and doesn't end in murder. Yes, Kevin. The cops should have used common sense instead of being stupid and letting Charles and JJ and Tylee down like they did. Rexburg reported Tylee body burned and dismembered. Nisi, when was that? Nisi, when did they report that? I did not hear that, but I haven't been online all day, other than myself, right now. I haven't been online, so I haven't looked at the news. When did you hear that? Law enforcement doesn't have the power of prophecy any more than Chad Daybell does, and people lie to them all the time. Yep. Nate Eaton has just said Tylee was dismembered and burned. Oh, no. Just now, JJ51? Guys. Thank you, Betty Spaghetti. Hi, Catherine. Nice you're here. Hi, everyone. I did not know that. Prayer for Tylee. She was dismembered and burned, and that's from Nate Eaton from East Idaho News, the reporter. They just alerted me, so what's DO? Oh, Nisi. That just came out just a few minutes ago. Oh, my word. They are horrible, horrible people. Rusty said she had a suspicion that was how Tylee. Why would they do that, guys? What? Come on. I told you. There's a lot of ugly out here. in this world. And they're making it uglier than any of us could ever expect it to be. Okay, let me see. They are sick. That means Lori was involved because she didn't like Tylee's body. Oh, I know. Oh, cow equals ritual and fire. I had the horrible premonition that they took her apart and they burned her. I've been on a few other channels who are a bit more open-minded to the horrible things. They are Satanists, wolves in sheep clothing. Satan knows no bounds to cruelty. Mega Triumph, you're 100% right. Graham, listen to his report. It's even more. In the respect, what do you mean even more? Remember I told you that I'm not even going to pay attention to the autopsy, but now I guess that's more than egregious. That's more than that word egregious isn't big enough, isn't as destructive enough. Can someone are you saying you want me to Google it or something? Google to see what else? When the prosecutor said egregious, that's what he meant. Horrible and heinous and satanic. Yes, Alexander Hunter. That's why I couldn't tell you, and you had to go see oh my God. They need to go after both Melanies. This is crazy. And so, guys, that's why they had those big bonfires that the neighbor reported. And sadly, since the children have died or been murdered, I have premonitions and complete thoughts that I would never want to have. And sadly, they're almost always true. Yes, Cindy Madore, it makes us all sick. Graham been saying it's sacrificial and everyone been calling me crazy. No, when it comes to them, when it comes to a mother who can kill her, yes. Thank you, Rusted Knight. I'm against the death penalty in most cases, but not in this case from day one. Not from day one when we found out where the children were. Yeah, never in a day. I can't believe it. Oh my God. 5 years for both charges, and how much? $500 or some crazy amount. Excuse me. All should be charged, even Alex. Shame. Yes. Yes. I'm against, but not for this. Same with me. I agree, Graham. The death penalty is required here for the heinous premeditation set of murders. What I learned is those people think that they consume the souls like a soul collector. They get to go up in ranks. The more deaths and the more for family. Oh, I believe you. I believe you. So you're saying, did while I've been on or right before I came on, because I went for a swim. I was swimming, and then my computer wouldn't work to go live, so I had to come on a second time. So all this news just came in. Probably even more horrible. Actually had a vision of Lori going nuts on Alex For what it's worth, Alex almost couldn't stomach what he was doing. They better keep both of them in prison for their safety if they don't get the death penalty, because people are going to go after them if they get out. They better not get out. They can't get out, Rebel Rose. Yes. What do you mean she was murdered in cold blood now? What does that mean? I didn't get that one either. Has news come out about Tammy Daybell as well? Oh my God, you gotta see this. You gotta see the clouds. Gotta have you see those clouds. Nate didn't report Tammy. Okay. Why I have a problem with Kobe? Because, Graham, everyone is involved, and I don't think we can trust anyone. I mean, anyone associated with the family. But I got one clue about Kobe. When he went up to Rexburg, when he was walking out of the courtroom, when the court finished that day for Lori, he left his seat, and as he was rounding the corner of the bench, he turned his head sharply, and he looked right at Chad. And if his eyes could have propelled bullets out of him, he would have shot Chad right then and there. Right then and there, I thought that Kobe really hates them. That's my opinion. Only from that one stare as he was leaving the courtroom. Because Chad was sitting behind Lori. I felt a satanic people, and my mother's eyes were black when she was trying to force me to eat crystallized, telling me it was from my grandmother. My brother fought her. Neighbors heard her screams. Oh my God, Catherine. Yes, Betty Spaghetti. Never heard anything more sick in my life. People on the outside will kill them if they get out, because people are pissed off at all of them, and that includes anyone who has been involved with the children going missing. Or, yes, as far as hiding, if they knew they were buried, or if they had known they were killed and didn't come forward, they should all get the same sentence as Lori, Chad, and Alex, and possibly Melanie P. 100%. Malik, I know, dismembered and burned. I saw Kobe do that look. You did Rested Night? He wanted, if his eyes could have shot bullets, they would have. Believe me. I'm very much, I'll share with you, near to deaf people don't communicate with language as well as they do with body language. I do not like myself, and this is true. I do not like myself because I can read people's feelings when, especially if they're trying to hide something. I see it. I can read if they have bad ideas. Like if I come across someone, which I used to when I worked in certain professions, I used to come across really bad eggs, and I knew it the minute I met them. It's because our communication is different than people that can hear. people that can hear well kind of, get comfortable with just their hearing. Me, I don't hear well. So I'm very adept at body language. I can tell by the way someone walks, by the way they move their shoulder, or it's just a sixth sense. Thank you who posted that they located the children by Alex's GPS. Amen. Amen. What do you mean? I don't know what, Catherine, I raise my eyes to the sky and I say, thank you, God, for science and technology. Evil, here we come. Grant, me too. I'm places, I'm a Pisces. What's your sign? Aquarius. Mine is Aquarius. My third sense is so bad I can feel it in a room of people. Yes, but won't be able to find the bad seed because of my bad vision. Oh, no, I see the bad immediately. I see it. My eyes are like, I don't want to sound strange, but I got like supersonic, heightened eyes. They see people, especially what people aren't saying. I can read them. They found the remains through Alex's GPS. Did Nate report that to Naya? I didn't, again, I haven't been on the news today. When was that? When did they say that it looks like Alex buried them? How do we know that, Naya? Yes, I went for a swim before, and then I had trouble with the computer. So I was like a half an hour late. There is no out of jail for chat. Thank you. They can't get out of jail. Like you said, people will kill them. That's for sure. Thank you. Thank you, Alexandra. Your abilities from they, who knows? It's just from being deaf. It's or close to deaf. It's just that I get it. And if I'm around people, I'll say, did you notice that? Did you see that? And they'll look at me like I got 10 heads. It's because I'm feeling their vibrations. I see everything. They can just step wrong. They can take a step to the right, a step to the left, and I see it. Yeah, aren't they? Can you see the orange and the pink in the clouds in the camera? Does the camera pick that up? Or is it just white? I'm against Betty Spaghetti. I'm against the death penalty only because of the times they get it wrong. And yes, but we know they're right this time. We know they're right. They got the right people, and there's probably more right people. No mother goes months, 9 months almost, right? 9 months about, and not share where her children is when they've been dead the whole time. People might kill them in jail. Yes, they might, because they don't like children killers in jail. Please don't judge whole family, might be some wrong. Kobe is good. Yeah, well, we don't know that yet, but yes, I get the feeling Kobe might be good. No death penalty, let them out. Wait, let them rot. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh, good, Marilyn. Yeah, I don't know if this is Aquarius, but we're very, I'm not going to say that. I was going to say we're very open people until we get that feeling. And once we get the feeling, then we close. Yeah, I knew that they are going to attempt to pin this on Uncle. Alex, of course. Catherine, I hope you're right, but I don't think so. Please don't judge. Yeah. You don't think so, D, loved by two, that Colby is good? I don't know. I don't know. I think I need more information. I think I don't have enough information about Colby. I have plenty on Melanie Pulowski. Don't get me going on her. I think she might have been part of the murders. I don't put anything past her. They all seem like actors to me. James was here. Yes, some. I agree. Public execution, special guests, both Melanies, Lori's mother and sister. Oh, they wouldn't care. I'm sure. I feel that I have them pegged. They only care about themselves. Melanie's mother, Naya, only cares about Melanie's mother. The sister, Summer Shitlet, only cares about herself. They don't care about they live in their own universe. They don't care about children. They've already proved that to us. The eldest son is good, heart, and soul. He isn't like his mother. Yes, well, Alex Cox. Did you see the tweet? Oh, you guys always correct me in my language about computer stuff. He tweeted, or he did a message on Twitter, however you say that. On Twitter was a message from Adam Cox's son, Zach Cox, who lived with Lori and Charles and the two kids. And he said that not only was Melanie Pulowski a full-fledged cult member, but she knew where the kids were, and that everything that comes out of her mouth is a big lie. Guess who I believe? Don't guess too long. Just watch that LDS, Scientology, and Jehovah Witness, how they use mind control from stuff like the Nazi learned during World War II. You know, all religions might have problems in it. And yes, the Nazis, that was a big cult. That was a gigantic cult. It was a political cult, but it was the same thing. Someone posted that they found the children because of Alex's GPS. So I was saying, if that's true, thank you, science, for giving us help. Yes, evil will come after you everywhere we can and will. Yeah. Kelly, that's what court documents state. Lori was present. Lori was present when they killed the babies. That's what the court documents state. I believe it. I believe it. You can see if you can even feel a vibration of it. Many of us tried to protect ourselves externally, but if you allow yourself to feel your inside from your gut to your brain, you can feel vibration. Okay. They all seem like actors. Public execution. The eldest son is good heart and soul. He isn't like his mother. No, he has that other man's, not Joe Ryan. Now, guys, tell me this. Put a yes or a no if you think they killed Joe Ryan. So that would be Colby's stepfather, Tylee's biological father, and Annie Cushion's brother. Do you think they killed him? Put a yes or a no if you think, because that was the summer of 2018. And remember, Lori didn't report that he was dead to to Annie Cushion. Annie Cushion actually wrote to her. You're saying yes. I do too. Yes, guys. I think so. Yes, definitely. I think they killed him first, and he whatever he had for an estate, Lori got. And I also think, from what I've understood, I've never really seen it in a document, but I understood that Tylee was almost ready to receive monies from him. Ryan had a large life, and oh, I did not know that. But it must have been made to divvy it out at different times. Maybe. I don't know. What about the Hawaii thing? What do you think? Melanie Pulowski was supposed to have gone to Hawaii with Lori in October. Do you think it was after? Do you think, is that true? Did you guys hear that Melanie Pulowski, Ryan had a large life insurance, yet beat the life out of them. Many of us prayed them dead to stop the evil. Yep, I agree. I think Alex got Lori's fruitcake in the mail. Oh, from Hawaii. Kevin, good thinker. James was here. Charles was one cool dude. You got to wonder about Lori when you see his demeanor. Yeah. The money is to further the agenda. Yes, it's all connected. Correct. Tylee to receive $500,000 on her 18th birthday. See, that's the first time. Oh, and so talking about that and talking about Hawaii, geographically, and this is for sure, and I've written this, so you guys might have heard it, or you might have. If you live in New York City and you're on SSDI like JJ was, or SSI, you get more of a entitlement than if you live somewhere else, because the government bases your entitlement on the cost of living in the geographical area that you're living in. And that area in Hawaii was very expensive. So when she was caught with all of their paperwork on her, their birth certificates, their social security cards, all that stuff, I said to myself, yes, she was planning to go to the office in Hawaii and apply for their monies to come from there, because it would have been a big change, because Arizona isn't in the, it isn't in a high geographical area where she would have had a big allotment, like I said, like New York City's big. Washington, D.C.'s not big. It's kind of middle of the road. LA's big. So wherever you live, if you're on any type of social security income, which they all were because of the deaths of the fathers and because of JJ's disabilities. Let me see what that's catching. Okay, let me see what you're writing. The Arizona Justice. I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about the Arizona justice system. That's all I know, is they have a lot of trouble down in those areas. When my father lived in Phoenix, I went and visited him a couple of times. And one of the times, there was gunshots going off in the night. And then my girlfriend moved to Tucson, and the same thing. I know there's pockets that it's good, but there's pockets that bad things can happen. Betty Spaghetti, I think they used Alex for both. Oh yeah, I think it was all about money. They all didn't work. What was Alex doing before his death? Nothing. What was Lori doing? Nothing. What was Melanie doing? Nothing. What has Chad always done his entire career other than digging graves? Nothing. He's never made income. So yes, it was all about the money. That is primary in my opinion. Betty, that's why I brought up the Charlie Manson case yesterday. They will go down. That's why I brought up the Charlie Manson case. Yeah. I can't spend money if I don't work. That makes sense, Jewel. Yes, they're big time hustlers. Too many people die over insurance money. Betty, good. Yes, maybe money was promised. I bet it was. I bet it was promised to him, to Alex. Of course it was. He's a degenerate. They're all degenerates. If I was ever around them, I'm not kidding you, I'd have to leave the room because all my senses that I have, because of the deafness, all of my senses would be on fire. Like my body, I'd be getting too many bad feelings from them. All of them. I don't care how they look. It doesn't matter if they look like movie stars or if they look like they live under a bridge. I get it. It doesn't, looks have nothing to do with it. How you're dressed, how you keep your hair. It's something some energy that I get from people that tells me who they are because of deafness. That's all I attribute it to, because I figure, hey, I can't hear, so my eyes do my hearing for me. My eyes tell me a lot. I think Alex got Lori's, oh yeah, fruitcake. I read that. Christy, right. Niece is evil. Yes. Yeah. Even though Melanie had a very sad, destructive, abusive childhood, there is no question that she is demented. And I don't need to be in the room with her to feel it. I saw it in her interviews. I don't need to be, I saw it in her interviews. Melanie is not home. We can knock on the door all day, all night, and Melanie is not going to answer. Graham, your senses are called empathy. You're an empath. Reading energy is a thing. But I think it's more so, I agree with you. And I've always been an empath. That's why I've always tried to help people or try to be a fixer. But the thing is, it's more than that, because I sense it. And I've hardly ever been wrong. That when I feel the evil exists. Or if I feel the meanness, it doesn't always have to be evil. It can be just meanness. I'm usually 100% right. I'm also a grandma, and I'm related from practicing law. And you better believe me, I would have no problem staring down these evil persons. Oh yeah, same here. Same here. I could stare them down all day, all night. And I'm trying to get back to where you wrote that. That was Alexandra Hunter. Yes, I could stare them down. Graham. But also you don't want to lose them either. Because this is where I feel a fault is with some people that need to have better interview skills. They actually ruin it by telling the person how they're feeling. Like, I never let anyone that I feel is bad or is mean or any, I never let them know, because then they're going to watch themselves. I make sure I keep that tucked in, and that way I can still watch them and be on alert. Because once they know you feel it or you're on alert, they start shutting down parts of themselves. So, yeah, I try not to let them know until the end, whatever the end means, until they're handcuffed and taken away, or until they're, you know, their children are taken away. There's so many people that need their children taken away. And if you listen to my video earlier, I did a quick one. I think it was like 12 minutes long or 8 minutes long this morning. There's too many people that have their children that shouldn't have them. Just like in Melanie's case, when I read that document from the courts last night, that was, pretty long and it was hard to follow, but the essence of it wasn't hard to follow. The essence said exactly what we knew. Melanie came from very destructive home life, and Steve was trying to get her out of it, her father, and that wasn't happening. For some reason, he couldn't pull her out of it. And by the time he might have, because of her death, because of Stacy's death, she was already gone. And then she just got further indoctrinated by the people, the family members. She went running the wrong way. She should have never went towards them. But in her little heart, she said, oh, I got to go. Yes, brainwashing. Janice and Barry never seemed to mourn out. No. I bet they got lots of moolah. Oh, yeah, probably. Oh, you're probably right. There's a lot that we don't know. Because Nate Eaton 2 weeks ago did a podcast somewhere, and he said to us that the FBI specifically told him that when this is all over, that we're all going to go, that makes sense. Because there's so much information, obviously, that the FBI has held back. Melanie Gibb was there the night. No. Anthony. Melanie Gibb was there the night JJ was murdered? No, she said she left and he was still there. It's sad that the children out of the homes, they don't need to and leave children in homes. Exactly. Steve wanted her away from the evil mother, Stacy, and he couldn't. Who else said they had a pet cemetery? Yes, she was there, all insured. Oh, yeah, by Barry Cox, right, Lisa? Barry, they're all insured by Barry Cox. Okay, your spirit, okay. Niece is evil. They killed Alex because they didn't want to share the money with them, of course. I think is one time that I could actually beat them to death and wouldn't bother me. Rebels got that. Rebels got the rebel. Oh my God. I can't spend money if I don't work. I don't need to see public execution. I'm trying to backtrack a little. It's hard to get SSI, though. It is based on income, not just... No, you're right, Betty Spaghetti, but what about the other one that's only for people who have a disability, not SSI? Yeah. Tammy's sister told law enforcement about Pet Cemetery. Oh, no. Nadine gave the gruesome. The kids were found burned. And I know, Kathy, someone came in here a little bit ago and shared it. But both kids or just one? No, it was one, right? Because they said only one was egregiously found. Oh, she buried all her dead animals out back. Tammy, you were probably right. And if she was separated from Charles, she could have acted like a single mother. There's no death. Wait. Alex took him out of the apartment and murdered him, took him to Chad's house, and buried them in plastic bags and duct tape. Just Tylee JJ was wrapped in plastic and duct tape. Tylee was dismembered and burnt. Can I ask you guys why they were trying to burn her, or why they did burn her? What's I don't understand dismemberment either. Chad looked like he had a big backyard. Why would they? It wasn't a space issue. Lori's mother and her sister claim Alex wouldn't hurt nobody, but I guess murdering children is not hurting anybody. Exactly, Anthony. Naya, Melanie G's boyfriend, saw Alex carrying JJ the night they were there, and the next day when they said they wanted to say goodbye, Lori said that he was at Alex's. Carrying JJ? They're blaming Al. Of course they are. These are evil people. I bet she was burned because she fought back and there would be injuries. LaDonna, that makes sense. No matter how gross it is, it makes sense. Alex has been proven to be there by GPS. That is. So that they had like a date. The GPS, could it possibly have given them a date? Guys, I don't know anything about GPSs. Alex phone pings, Jewel Weed says. And yes, so yes, it gives them a date, Jewel says. Lori drug JJ. Oh my golly. They lived at some complex, so no way to track their phone prints. What does that mean, Mesa? What does that mean, Mesa Osmond, that they can't track their phone prints? D Loved by Two says, I think it's all about Satanism. Everything they do, they have a reason behind it. And yes, would be date and time and area. Yes, it's his phone, date and time. You can't drug Asperger and autistic children like other brain types. I wondered, and I had a feeling of him being on drugs because he didn't have his regular medicine. I felt he was attacked and choked. All of the information on GPS don't do any crimes. Oh my God. I don't know if you can see the orange behind the trees back there. I don't know if the camera of the computer's picking up the orange. It's not on my screen. It just looks white, but all the tree line where the camera is pointing is all this beautiful pinkish orange. More than being an empath, same here. It's LaDonna Louise. It isn't just dates and time. It shows where Alex was in the backyard of Chad's yard. Wow. Thank you, Graham, for talking the hard talks and sharing about vibe, feeling, and intuitions. So it showed him going right to the backyard with his vehicle. He drove. Oh, yeah, he had a truck, didn't he? So he had probably those big truck, and the truck might have been 4-wheel drive, and he could have driven right through the yard. You're 100% right. Or he could have used Tylee's Jeep, the one that they took the back seat and the tire off. Remember that they have not published Chad's phone GPS record yet, so we don't have the full record. Chad was probably there with Alex when it, of course, LaDonna, he had to have been there. Of course he had to have been there. Because the kids, his 5 kids, what if it, I wonder if they know, how could they miss that? And what time of day? I wonder what time, if it was in the middle of the night when everyone was sleeping, or the kids, was it when he took all the kids to, was it when he took all the kids to Disneyland with Tammy's life insurance money and sent Alex there to, maybe he had dug the holes for Alex, then took his 5 kids and their children to Disneyland or Disney World, whatever is down in California. And then Alex went over and buried them from wherever they had been keeping them. That's an idea. What do you think of that? Tammy was home or at work. Well, yeah. Well, if it was before October 19th, no, Tammy was still alive. Every phone has GPS, and government can track people with that. Yes, I see what you mean by the GPS. Yes, Chad's family went to Disney. Yes, he brought all the family. Tammy was still alive. He buried one at 4 a.m. I wonder if that's why they killed her. I know they killed her to get rid of her, but there could be multiple reasons. There was many reasons why Tammy Daybell was disposable to them. This is very creepy. Yeah, very creepy. Very creepy. And I got these crickets here chirping away. I don't know if you can hear them. Looks like a little Christmas, huh? With those sparkles. D, just FYI, you can now turn phone off, but let me see, I just missed it. Okay, wait a minute. I was reading it and then it went on me. I believe they killed her also. Oh, yeah, they did, Nisi. They killed Tammy. That's why Tammy was acting weird. They probably had some kind of drug in her or something, or she knew something. Chad sent Tammy for 2 weeks to see her family. I don't know if that coincided with the burials. He told Tammy he killed a raccoon. I wonder if the skeletons were complete. Usually those Mormon rituals involve right index fingers, bones, or right greater toe. No, they said they dismembered Tylee, DJ Norman. This is some creepy stuff. Tammy was still alive. I'm going backwards. You can now turn phone off, but like before, you couldn't track you. Now they can. Oh, yeah, I believe that. I have no fear of hateful souls. Yes, Graham, you are right. We can't let them know. We hold on to ourselves for safe. Yeah, no, you hold on to your information that you're gathering about the person because you can try to determine where they're going. And someone like Lori, I would have picked up on, believe me, I would have picked up on that really bad energy that she has. I'm not supernatural, any of that stuff. I'm just, because of deafness, I read body language. So especially if people's words don't meet what they're saying, I see it clear as a bell. We don't have Chad's phone pings records yet. I'll lay you money that Chad was there. Of course he was, LaDonna. I can't even speak. I can see it, gorgeous. That they can place Alex with GPS to within 6 feet. And he went to get a taco afterward, the creep. Oh my God. I understand that the FBI took samples from Alex's autopsy, so I don't think this part is finished as well. The night they have dates and times, David said he saw JJ brought into Lori's with his head on Alex's shoulder. Melanie G saw that. It's just dates and times. It shows where Alex was in the backyard. So it showed him right in the backyard in his phone. He had his phone on him. I have a question, since I don't know a lot about Mormon religion. Is there such a thing as bad Mormons and good Mormons? I don't know anything. I think there's bad in every religion. I think every religion has bad people and good people. All the evil dirt is out. Wonder what family thinks of their loving sister and daughter. Oh, they don't even care. Nisi, I keep saying this. They're so much into themselves. This means nothing to them. There are those called Jack Mormons. Venus rising. What does that mean, Jack Mormons? I've never heard that term. Tylee know that her mother is faking the zombie act to get rid of her. And JJ, that's why they killed her. Tylee knows too much. Yes, Mesa Osman, I agree. Susie McFarlane, have any of these allegations you were reading have been proven yet? I don't know. I'm reading them off the chat, but the GPS is what the people have told me on the chat that came through from Nate Eaton from East Idaho News. He's that reporter for East Idaho News. So yes, those have been confirmed by GPS records have come in for Alex that he was in the backyard. I'm in Arizona. Jack Mormons drink alcohol, coffee, and gamble. Well, thank God that there's some normality. When you strip yourself of all of everything, I think it might help you go crazy a little bit. I mean, I don't gamble, I don't drink alcohol, but I drink coffee. And oh, I forgot I had one. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, and how bodies were found. Oh, don't say, Sheila Kane, it's so sad. Your phone has collected your genetics. Everyone has, they use NSA and satellite to track that you don't need your phone anymore. We are being watched. Good. I don't do anything that I wouldn't want anyone else to see anyway, so they can watch me all they want. There's a lot about malachite poisoning, LaDonna Louise says out there. Lori's ring and malachite is an angel that Lori said she was previously married to in another life. Well, I'll tell you what. When I was a little girl, I always dreamed of marrying Apollo, the Greek god. So I'm like Lori. I can marry all these gods and all these angels. I'm just kidding. Poison is easier than choking or shooting. Yeah, and Lisa Irwin, when you say that poison is easier than choking or shooting, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that they like the gore of it. Like they need the gore of it as well as the killing. They can't just have the killing. They need the gore. Who do you think dismembered and burned Tylee's body? And you know those burnings were at Chad's. They weren't done somewhere else. They were at Chad's. The gall of them. Malachite poisoning causes the pink foam that Alex and Tammy had. Respiratory. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, I've read that somewhere. I haven't gone under a medical journal, but I have read it. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight knowing Alex. Well, I'll give you some comfort. He's dead. And the other comfort is 2 of them are in jail. And we might have a half a dozen or more to get there. But the primary ones are taken care of, so to speak. But I know what you're saying. It's going to be a hard night for everyone, especially the family. But they might have already known. When the prosecutor announced that one was found in the egregious state, then they probably knew what that meant. They can watch you on your TV because it's a smartphone. I don't watch TV. Agree, it's got to be gross like Alex's death. I feel bad for them, the poor Wilcoxes. Now, who are the Wilcoxes, Kathy Carab? Who's the Wilcoxes? I've never heard that name. You have Wi-Fi. Yes, I have Wi-Fi, Jewel. That's what I'm on right now. Oh, the grandparents on the other side? Oh, JJ's, okay. So it would be the daughter's parents, not the daughters, the mother of JJ's parents, correct? Do I get the right context here? Lori and Chad were sadistic serial killers, yes, in their previous lives. That is why they fell in love with each other. I'm clapping my hands. You're 100% right. Maternal grandparents. Yeah, that was the easy way to say it, LaDonna. I went around the mulberry bush. Yes, JJ's maternal grandparents, the Wilcoxes. That's one way to track you through your Wi-Fi. But what are they going to track? Where I am? I mean, is that what they do? Graham, they need you and your viewers as jurors. Yes. Yes, but they wouldn't want me. And I couldn't do it honestly because they would ask me if I'm biased. They'd say, and I'd say I am biased. Period. So I wouldn't get elected by the two sides to be a juror. Yes. So you really think it's the malachite poisoning that killed Alex? And is that the consensus here, that it's the malachite poisoning? That I heard that if they take the stone and put it in water and then give you a cup of tea with the the water that was used, that it can kill you. Yeah. Oh, I just got the notice. A creator just put it that about JJ and Tylee's and how they were found. I just read Nate Eaton's story. It's horrible. Isabella Yeah. Drug overdose can cause peak foam. Any drug overdose or just from that malachite? Only with your phone. They can't track you. There was a warrant or subpoena for the phone information, probably. The jury just simply has to have common sense to see through this BS. See, Malik, I can't say organized religion is evil because not all people in organized religion are evil. Some people in organized religion is evil. And that's the fine line that we have to walk. We have to make sure that we don't lump everyone in the same pool, especially this cult criminal pool that we're talking about. Yeah, talking about pool, I'm reading Alexandra Hunches. I'm concerned about the jury pool. Me too, in Rexburg. Me too, 100%. The jury just simply has to have common sense to see through this BS. Where are they going to get the people to be in the jury? That's where I don't understand. It's such a small community. Wonder where they will be laid to rest. Oh, and when, Venus? Right side of the family, they report them missing. That's one way to track through your Wi-Fi. What neighbors? What neighbors are mad at? Oh, the neighbors of Chad's property? Is that what you're saying? I'm mad as hell? Malachite dye can be ingested and toxic. I'm a Catholic for 64 years, but I don't agree with the corruption in the Vatican. I go directly with Jesus Christ. Yeah. Alex killed himself. He felt guilty. I don't know if any of those Cox people have consciences. That's why he got married and made life insurance and did not even inform his mother. LDS Church may surprise you as jurors. Lori called her a zombie. I know. Why didn't she just give JJ to the grand? That's what I didn't understand. And the auntie would have taken Tylee and Annie Cushing. Why did they? Because, listen, guys, it's simple math. Because evil likes to do it. Evil likes to do it. Oh, Masa Osman said the same. They got married because they thought they would invoke marital privilege to not testify. That's not how it works. Kay even said she would give her the $1 million. I believed it too. It wasn't said in jest, and it wasn't. I believed Kay when she said that. We all need to go directly to God, Jesus. We don't ever need to go through other humans to go to God. Yep, and they were keeping the monthly income. Yes, I believe that, Susie McFarlane. Alex had a heart attack, but it could have been induced. I believe it 100%. He had extreme high blood pressure. That's what they said. And how hard is it to get someone with extreme high blood pressure to have a heart attack? I don't know. I mean, I'm not talking from knowledge, but I would assume that if you have high blood pressure, that having a heart attack can be easier than people that don't have high blood pressure. And they said extremely high. And then being a truck driver, that ruins, especially if you don't exercise like every day, as that ruins like all your peripheral, nerves and stuff from sitting all the time in one position. Let me see. She got even with the Woodcock family for getting, yes, Diana Howell, I bet that's it. She was so angry. But like someone else just said, she would have given the money to, but by then the kids were dead. It was too late. Yes, heart medication would make you have a heart attack, right? I know someone that had heart problems, this elderly man I knew, and he couldn't have any salt. And he told me that if he got just the slightest, smallest pinch of salt, he would die right then and there. So some it can be saline based. She got even with the Woodcock family for getting Charles's insurance. Yeah, by killing JJ. Yes. What's the psychic story is preferred to the truth? What's the psychic story, Lisa? You don't have to have high blood pressure. My hubby had a heart attack and had one. Mine is higher. Oh, my girlfriend had a heart attack last fall, and it was from a medicine. She didn't have anything, no problems with high blood pressure and no problems with her heart. It was strictly on a medicine. And I'm trying to think of what the medicine was, but it made her have a heart attack. Yes, she was in the hospital. You don't have... I agree, Diane. Yes, hit the like button. That's nice. Show Graham some love. Thank you, Rebel Rose. I'm really glad I have all you people. I'm not alone here. Usually, like I told you before, I just go on and listen to everybody. That psychic said Alex puked when they cut her up. Haven't you heard it? No, Lisa. I haven't read anything yet. I will when I go offline. The psychic said it. Oh, I get it. Thank you, Cherry, whatever your first, Dr. Debo Cherry. Thank you, Susan McFarlane. If your friend had no heart problems, the doc may have felt it safe to give her the meds. I don't know. I don't know. I forget what. I feel bad that I forget it was a medication that you wouldn't even think would affect your heart. Like, I can't remember if it. I think what it was is she had an extreme allergic reaction to the medicine, and it gave her the allergic reaction, gave her the heart attack. Oh, I see what you're saying, Melik, that psychic stuff, you need hard proof. I'm a science type too, but I always have a but. Thank you, everyone in Rebel Rose, for smashing that like button. Yes, thank you. Motrin can be a problem for it could have been a Motrin based medicine. Oh, I can't think of what it was. I'll have to ask her and I'll let you guys know, but it gave her a heart attack. Yeah, why did Alex get married? Even his stepson did not know his name, and he didn't know he was married either. You're 100% right. He had no clue that Alex and his mother were married. He said to the 911 operator, It's my mother's boyfriend. Well, what's his name? Oh, I don't know his name. His name's Alex. She couldn't give JJ to Kate because Lori would have lost Social Security, SSI money, food, and benefits. Yep. Yep. I believe you. I mean, hard proof and then the physics stuff. I'll choose hard proof. Oh, psychic stuff, not physics. No one needs to believe in visions, impressions, psychics, any of that. Believe in Jesus. Question, why didn't Tylee tell us then where she was? I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Why didn't Tylee tell us then where she was, Malik? Oh, yeah, it's all about the money. There's no question. That's all they cared about. That's all they ever cared about. No one needs to believe in vision. Oh, yeah, I read that. I always had a but too, and I'm so right there with you. I studied science my whole life to try to figure out what comes to me. Always needing to figure out what sick, evil people do, what they, yes. Spirit box is fake. Oh, yeah. 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 Only believe things from legitimate sites, Susie McFarlane says. Yeah, same here. Exactly. I like to see the papers. Melanie Gibb ditched her hubby for that David Warwick guy. I don't know who is David Warwick. Have no clue. Link from Idaho News won't post. Why? Oh, you're trying to post a link? Will it post under the comment section? If it won't post under the chat, will it post under the comment section? Yeah, they say money's a crime. Money can be a crime. I cannot wait to watch these folks flip all over the others. You think they will? Oh, yes, I understand. Yeah, David Warwick is Melanie Gibbs' boyfriend who saw Alex, Carrie, and JJ. Yeah, Jewel Weed, you said that I think Lori was jealous of Tylee. That's why her body was so brutalized. I believe you because Tylee wasn't stunted like Lori. You could see again, like Melanie Pulowski, how stunted. Yes, she was very stunted. What's a psychometric psychologist, Dr. Debo Cherry? What does the psychometric psychologist do? I know that's probably a bigger question than you can answer on this little tiny 200 character chat. You're right. Tylee was a dismembered and burned. I know, Felsus. It's almost so creepy. Some of this stuff I can't take in. I'm the type that needs a couple of days to take stuff in like this. I'm not one to grasp the enormity of it. The cop video, the cop kept telling Tylee she had beautiful, pretty eyes. Oh, yeah. I remember that. Because her mother had just, Jewelweed, her mother had just shot her a dirty look right before that. It's Deb, short for Deborah. Oh, I see. Debo, Dr. Debo Cherry. Then I I specialize in testing. I get it. Hope for cameras in the courtroom. This is going to be interesting. I wonder who David Warwick with is to. I mean, many of us have been through divorces. Doesn't mean anything anymore, it seems. You know, Tylee gave these monsters a run for her money. Oh yeah. I can see her eyes in that picture at the Yellowstone Park. I can see her eyes in that picture. That last picture of her where she's standing holding JJ and Alex is standing right behind them. Melanie P is involved because she said Tylee room was perfectly set up. Oh, yes. What a liar, huh? What a liar, Mesa. But the JJ babysitter said Tylee room was empty. And who do we believe? Where would you put your money, guys? Didn't listen when she said she weighed 120 pounds. I know, huh? He says to her, oh, is your weight still 100? Yeah, it was awful. Only if you or Maud post if I think. What does that mean? Only if you or a Maud post it, I think. Susan McFarlane. All I can hope is when the jury sees the photos of the remains, they will convict to the fullest. Thank you. Yes, Alexandra. She turned on Tylee after calling her a zombie. But Chad was putting that in her mind with that dark rating system. Wonder what Melanie P. Circle Talker has to say now that Circle Talk, I like that, Anthony. The hitman Alex is a murder, an attempted murder of her ex-husband. How about Laura? She doesn't care that her ex-husband got a shot. I'm sure she was either there or in on it. She was both, probably. How about Lori's mother insisting she talked to JJ when he was dead? I know, LaDonna. Again, another one, you don't have to be in the room to know she's lying. You can be watching her on TV and you go, that lady's lying. How about Lori's mother insisting oh, that's what I just read. The link is what she is talking about. You have to post it. Oh, I have to post it? Is that what you're saying, Dee? I have to post some? Oh, you guys, I don't know how to. I have to. What you're saying is, can someone send it to me at gumshoe@gmail.com? Can someone send it to me? And then you want me to post it on the chat? Is that what you're saying? Or do I get this backwards or inside out? We are all endowed with free will, folks. They are no exceptions. They are no exceptions. You know what, Alexandra? I bet there's more than we know of. I can't believe that this hasn't been. I don't believe from the time Lori got arrested February 20th. Okay? That was a lot of time. That was 3 months. Okay? Yes, 3 months after she took off to Hawaii. There could have been deaths other than Alex's in that time. And there certainly could have been deaths that we don't know about prior or in between. It's okay, people. We can just go to East Idaho News. Alex was along when he killed Charles. Tylee and Lori were dropping JJ at school. Yes. Your read on Melanie letter was genius. Thank you, Dr. Deb. Debo, Cherry, you caught all of her pathology. Only YouTube host who did. Yeah, I told you. I mean, I don't want to pat myself on the shoulder, but I got this like awful insight on people, and it scares me away from people. You know, I can't go, there's a lot of people I can't be near because they're scary to me. Not the channel, the site. Yeah, Kobe is definitely not involved. So sad for him. Yeah, you taught me how to say your name, Dr. Debo. I didn't do that on my own. I'm not good in the English language or the, oh golly. It probably took them to collect and analyze all the electronic evidence along Graham, the 3 months. Yeah, see? Yes, Anthony, you were right. The blame would be on Alex. I watched that cop video when they were talking to Alex, and I was mad at the cop because remember Alex was saying something and the cop says, "Oh, the fire trucks needs to be here. Let's move." Right in the middle when Alex was going to give him some goods, he interrupted Alex to move him away from the fire truck. I'm like, let the fire truck run him over. Don't stop him. He stopped him right when the goods were going to come out. I mean, if someone tries to post a link in the chat, I think they have to either be a mod. I don't have a mod, Betty Spaghetti. I don't even know how to get a mod or have a mod. What do I need a mod for? When they kept saying Yellowstone, it wasn't the park, it was Chad's farm. Oh, they were just, that was like a code. For the love of money is the root of all evil. Yep. Yes, I did see that, Anthony, that their statements didn't add up. Lori's statement and Alex's statements weren't cohesive. I missed that setup, super chat. What's that mean, Dr. Debo? I missed that setup, super chat. There is full cop video even when they arrived at PD. I think Tylee knew her mom was calling her. Oh, Catherine. And Tylee knew what that meant. She knew that that was danger. She knew it. I wish she had ran. I always tell children to run. Don't, if there's danger, go. Don't get mesmerized by trauma. You can get money. Alex may have done the murders, but Chad, Lori, and Melanie P. was not on it 100%. I am too opinionated to be a mod. I would get mad, put everyone in timeout. Only by their ages, D. You can only use the time. So if they're 50, they get 5 minutes. If they're 45, they get 4.5 minutes. I'm a grandma too. I tell them to run. I've been saying that for decades. Yes, Dr. Debo. Of course. Don't. What happens with fear is you get immobilized. There's some type of immobilization when you feel fear. And that's when you have to say, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. And you slip out the back door and you friggin' run. I am too opinionated to be a mod. Oh, yeah, you already told me that. Or I already read that. You didn't already tell me that. I'm 51, empty nester, just me and Timmy watching you and love it. And little Timmy? Who's little Timmy? Scalp wounds bleed profusively. Oh, so in other words, when Alex's head got hit, he would have been bleeding, and he wouldn't have needed like a 2-inch size little gauze pad to wipe it down. Yes, young mothers don't know to say that. We need to pass good word. Of course. Of course. Yeah, and there's some kids that have more of a propensity to freeze than others. And those need real training. If Charles really hit Alex, he would have knocked his skinny butt out. I wish he had. I wish he had done it. We needed something to change the course of the events. Everything just happened right in place for them. Can you see in those cop cam videos that Alex had no blood down his back from his head injury? Yes. Yes, I did. Yes, and the officer said, he says, you don't have much of an injury. You don't need to go to the hospital, do you? Or you don't need treatment. He said something, I mean, those aren't the exact words, but he said something very much like that. He said, yeah, you don't need any help. Yeah, that should have told him everything. And now that I saw Charles in that video today, and you could see how much larger he was than the police people. He was a mighty built guy. He could have really whacked Alex if that was true. I think it was the phone that Lori stole. Lori hit him with the phone that she stole from Charles, that they said he was chasing her for. Mods help delete people who say uncouth, ignorant things. Yes, I understand that, but the thing is I wasn't able to read last night because I was talking, and I had something specific to say, and I know there was an argument going on, and I should go back and look at what was going on, because the lady said she was, or the man, I can't remember what sex it was, but they said they were leaving. That's what I remember reading. So I should go back and see what was going on. And that's the type of stuff you need to get out, because I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable. He pretty much said, Charles, you need an ambulance. He pretty much said, Charles, do you need an ambulance, poor guy? Yeah. Charles used to play minor league base. Yeah, I heard that. Since Alex turned himself in, there was no evidence to the contrary that didn't have enough to charge him. And by then he was dead. And yes, and then the two adults, I heard that Lori wouldn't let them talk to Tylee because she was a minor. That's what I heard. Would that have changed anything? Let's see if this... Well, guys, you know what? We just reached 2 hours. Friday night out, or guess in. A Friday night during COVID-19. I thank you so much for coming. I'm going to close in a few minutes. Does anyone have anything other than to go, if you haven't watched the East Idaho news? I did just get message. A little tiny thing popped up on my screen, and there was message about it. It was so nice to be able to tell a YouTuber creator how great they are in real time. Oh, thank you, Dr. Debo. I appreciate the opportunity. I have to go walk. walk with my husband, 45. Oh, nice. Thank you, too. I love you, too. Thanks. Have a great walk. Thank you, Susie and Alexandra. I can't say duh. Rebel Rose. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, D. Love by two. Yes, my email is, I said it. Now I forgot it. Whatever my name is at gmail.com. Great talk until next time. Yes. Thank you, guys. And in the meantime, keep faith over fear. And don't let any of this ugly in. And if you ever need a gauge, an ugly gauge, let me know, because I feel it. It's awful. Have a great night, everyone. And I'll be back soon and hope to have you here. Prayers to the kids. Prayers to the families. Oh, hey, Naya from Greece. I went to Lesbos. Where are you in Greece, Naya? My granddaughter and I and my brother went to Lesbos near Turkey. We flew into Turkey and took the boat over to the island. That was right before the Syrians had to use it as an entry port into Greece. Thank you, Rebel Rose. Oh, I know where that is. I can't say it because I can't say a lot of words, but I can see that it just, the screen just went. I know where that is. My grandfather was from Lesbos. That's why I went there. I've lived in Lesbos for 2 months. I went to Mytilene, the capital, and I went to, and I'm going to have a mind, you'd love to go to Lesbos. I studied at Central Michigan University. Lesbos was the island of women who had husband and children who were nonviolent. Then they turned the term to lesbian out of hatred. Oh. Well, my grandfather was from a sardine town, and because I'm tired right now, I'm not going to be able to think of it, but his town was a town where they fished for sardines, and he came over to the United States. He has that story like all grandfathers do. He came over with, I think it was $17 in his pocket. And of course, he opened restaurants. That's what they do. Come back, Naya. I'm glad there's someone from, I'm glad there's someone, bring all the Greek people here. I cook Greek food all the time, the tamales. I don't know what else I cook, like the lamb with the potatoes, all that stuff. Yes, they called it Lesbos. I call it Lesbos with the V. Okay, guys, have a great night. Take care. God bless you all. Stay safe and watch out for the ugly.